Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review, without spoilers, of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. This is, of course, obviously the sequel to the 2019 movie, Shazam. And I really enjoyed the first movie a lot. This movie is directed by David F. Sandberg, who has a background in horror. But this movie, again, like the previous movie, is really more family friendly in that aspect, and he does a great job. I think David F. Sandberg directing this one as well as the first one. This one, I guess, obviously they had more money in the budget, and so the stakes are raised higher in this. If you've seen the trailer, you know basically the gist of the movie. It's the daughters of Atlas. They come back and they want to get their powers back. And if you watch the movie, you can understand the reasoning behind why they want their powers back from Shazam and his family and the whole backstory about that. They go into detail of that, but I won't spoil that here. And like you said, to me, the thing that makes this movie kind of pop or so good is, again, Zachary Levi as Shazam, the grown-up version of Billy Batson, who's played by Asher Angel. He's just so good doing, acting goofy but he's also really good in those quiet moments too, or those self-doubting moments where he's, not feeling as, like he's supposed to. He has kind of, I think somebody said it, what's it, the word for imposter syndrome? And you can tell that in the trailer, so this is not a spoiler, where he's talking to the pediatrician, and you feel like, that he doesn't deserve the powers and all this stuff, and he's trying to keep the family together and all that stuff. You see, like I said, you see that in the trailer and stuff. But this movie, again, what makes this movie and the first movie to me is the bond of family and stuff. In this case, it's like the foster family, all the different kids together and stuff. And of course, the stakes are raised because you have these daughters of Atlas coming after. I was going to say Captain Marvel, coming after Shazam and his family for their powers and all this stuff. And it's really good. And actually, some of you remember with the Shazam family, there's 6 members of them, including Shazam. There's 6 members of them, so everybody can't get their kind of moment to shine. But there are specific characters, and specifically, without spoiling it, there's 2 characters. Every character can't get their own little arc, but 2 particular characters are in this movie more, I think, than others. And Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddie Freeman, who I really enjoyed in the first movie. He was the more, comic book geek type of character in the first movie, and that carries over in this movie and stuff. And I like that his character gets more to do in this movie, and he has a nice dynamic with other people in this movie, without spoiling it, which I really appreciate. And Jack Dylan Grazer, ever since I saw him in his It movies, he's been just a really good actor, and I'm really happy for what he does in this movie. I think he really shows his chops in this movie too, and to me, he carries this movie along with Zachary Levi. He carries a large part of this movie, and it's really good. And also the actress who plays Mary, I thought she was really good in this movie. She gets a little bit more to do in this movie as well, and I think she held her own too, as part of the Shazam family. They get more to do in this movie, and that she handles it extremely well. And it's about family. I know that's kind of a cliche, and it's sort of like the Fast and Furious line, family and stuff, but it really does apply to these Shazam movies with the Shazam family, the foster family and all that stuff, because they look out for each other, they care about each other, and that's the main thing. And they're going up against this other family, trying to cause all this destruction and basically take their powers away from them. So it's really a nice battle of good versus evil and stuff, and whether the character of Billy Batson, aka Shazam, feels his place in the world and feels like he's not an imposter, that he's actually deserving of who he is and stuff and being chosen. And I thought they did a really good job with that in this movie. And again, I really hope they make a third movie. I know it came at a weird time with DC being taken over, DC Studios now, and then this movie. But I'm kind of hoping that they do get a chance to do complete his trilogy, David F. Sandberg, because I like what he does with these characters, and even if they say it's a separate and apart thing from James Gunn's DC Studios, I really hope they do get a chance to make a third movie. I know that people are saying this movie is projected to bomb at the box office and stuff, and part of that may be because people know that these characters, or most of the characters in DC EU, are being changed. I know there's a couple characters being held over, but so that's why kind of people think that these movies are not going to do as well. Even though I think The Flash is going to do well, because I think that just has a lot going for it. But this movie deserves to be seen. It's a really good family movie, and it's a really nice continuation of the first movie. It's nice and family friendly. You get good performances out of the cast in this, and it's a good family film. I know that's I keep saying that, but it really is. This is a type of movie that you can take the whole family with you to watch it, and it's just really, really good, and I really appreciate it. Again, Helen Mirren, I thought was really good in this. She's always good in everything she does. Okay, Rachel Zegler as one of the sisters of Atlas. I thought she was really good too. Lucy Liu. See, her character is more kind of one note, but to me, but she's, I always like Lucy Liu anyway. Okay, and that's it. But I still enjoyed this movie, and I definitely recommend it. Especially if you saw the first movie and you liked it, or even if you didn't see that movie, see the first movie and then watch this movie. It's totally worth going to the movie theater to see it. Okay, this movie is really, really good, and I really liked it. And I'm gonna give this movie, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I know we may not get a third movie, but I kind of hope we do to complete the trilogy, because I think these actors are, and plus they're getting older. So if you're going to do this movie, you got to probably do it in the next 1 or 2 years, because most of these actresses, the young, specifically the younger actors, they're growing up. Asher Angel is practically a man right now, and the actress that plays Mary, she's already bit. Said in the last movie she was replaced with another actress, but in this movie, since she's older anyway, they just let her play Mary, and when she gets her superpowers, it's played by the same actress. And I thought that was a nice touch, because she's practically an adult anyway, so you might as well let her play the grown-up version of her character. Okay, but the other younger actors are getting older, so you might. I hope they do. Fingers crossed. Make another movie. And there's a couple of spoilers I want to talk about, but I'll save that for my spoilers review of Shazam. But I definitely recommend you go see this movie. It's definitely worth seeing, and it really is quite good. And I really do enjoy it. There's a few things I don't like about it, but I'll go about that in my spoilers review. But for the most part, it's a nice continuation of the first movie, and I definitely recommend you go see it. Go see this movie. Please support it. I know people are not saying they don't want to see it because it's not going to lead to anywhere, but I definitely think you should see it, because it's a good film and it's worth seeing, and it's a family-friendly film that you can take the whole family to see. So I definitely recommend you go see it. Anyway, again, 8 out of 10 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my Patreon. Again, my Patreon is only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on my Patreon. I got DC TV shows on there, Marvel TV shows on there. I got movies on there as well. I got Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian on there as well. Okay, The Boys Season 3. Follow link below to the page and check it out. $5 if you want to support me. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trade Pastor saying so long, and take care.